this is what's going to protect you from what they're going through in Zimbabwe, in Venezuela, in lots of other countries. This is why you got to have this. Because if you are counting on central bankers and governments to maintain the value of our currency when they've been robbing you since the day you were born, you better become your own central banker. You better make sure that you have this in place. And I don't care how much you have, you never have enough. You never have enough. This is just showing you what is going to happen. For the support of the currency, we want to hold back about 500 million. For the support of the currency, what? That means that they're going to buy these worthless Zimbabwe dollars? How about you change what you're doing? How about you create a foundation to build on and to raise your population? For support of the currency, good. Because you know who's responsible for all of that? For everything that the IMF issues, for everything that the Fed issues, for everything that the federal government issues? Taxpayers. Taxpayers are responsible. Everybody's going to pay for this. Everybody's going to pay for this. You want to pay a little less? Get real money that holds your purchasing power. And do it as quickly as you can. Do it while you still can. This is gold in terms of the Zimbabwe dollar, right? What do you really want to be holding? Something that can't even buy you a loaf of bread? Or something that's real, that not only can it buy you a loaf of bread, but it can buy you real assets. It can buy you all the food you want, everything. Remember, there's only one, it makes it so easy. One way to fight deflation, and that's with inflation. So, you know, when people say, well, I'm worried about deflation, not inflation, you got to worry about both of them because there's only one way to fight it. It's the battle that central banks globally have been waging since we were on a fully debt-based system. So, yeah, whoop-de-doo, we've got massive inflation, and I think it's getting worse and worse, and I don't think that this is temporary or transitory. I think that, I do. Technically, I'm not saying that this has yet been confirmed, but yeah, I do think that we're at the start of it. We are. Even the White House more than doubles its inflation forecast in the most current update. And look at these house prices. Oh my God. U.S. home price gain set another record. Why? Because of all of this free cheap money and all of the central bank programs. Can they stop these programs? What do you think will happen to the real estate market if they stop these programs? They can't stop it. What do you think is going to happen to the real estate market if interest rates rise? You've got the house prices up at nosebleed levels. The only reason that anybody can continue to afford them is because interest rates are so low. If interest rates are higher, that means that the prices of the houses have to go down because they can't sell any other than to Wall Street, who securitizes all of that debt anyway. This is wealth transfer. Make no mistake about it. So, we see on the spot market where gold went up because Powell fails to signal taper timeline. That's because he can't taper. I mean, he's going to try. He's going to try buying a little less. It'll be very interesting to see. It's 120 billion a month now. Are they going to go to 119 billion a month or something like that? We'll see. Because what we're really witnessing is the loss of confidence in the central banks, and this is critical to maintain the markets, the real estate market, the stock market, the bond market particularly. That confidence piece is absolutely critical. And so they're telling people that this is temporary. They're telling people not to worry about it, but and that's forward guidance, and they're telling people they're going to run this off and raise rates at a glacial rate speed. Well, they can't do it. We all need to see what's coming. It isn't just that gold and silver is going to protect you. We have to stand up for our rights. We cannot allow these evil people to rule every single aspect of our lives. We vote with our purse. That's how we vote. You choose to stay in the system, then you will get what they have in mind for you. If you choose not to stay in the system, food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, security, our community, shelter, medicine, then you need to become as independent as you can possibly be. And if people think you're crazy, come join us. There's lots of other like-minded people out there. Come join us. We have to stand up and say no. There are more of us than there are of them, but we have this herd mentality that we just go ahead and do whatever we're told. Stop listening to them. Start thinking. Start feeding yourself so you can think clearly and make choices that actually support not just your best interest, but your family's best interest. Because they don't have your family and you in mind. They have themselves in mind. They have wealth transfer in mind. They have keeping in power in mind. This has no counterparty risk. And that's according to the Bank of International Settlements. The only financial instrument that runs no counterparty risk and has the broadest base of buyers, I'll put this in there with it, the broadest base of buyers, the broadest base of functionality. That's why it holds your purchasing power. And it's out of the system. It's virtually invisible. I mean, you hold it, you own it. But it can't be traced and tracked and controlled. They can control the spot price. I mean, easy peasy. That's nothing. That's cheap. That's a button push. But at the end of the day, we need to come together like minds and say no and vote with our purses. Food, water, energy security, medicine, barterability, wealth preservation, community, shelter. Get it done, get it done, get it done. Please get it done.